All right. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I'm going to get right into this. As you saw the title here, I'm going to go ahead and refresh my page so I can follow along. If you have any comments, feel free to make them, okay? I want to talk to you about a serious subject tonight, and that is buyer beware. Before you buy used or new, I highly recommend you watch this video. And why am I saying that? Well, you're going to find out as this video continues forward, okay? Number one, I want you to remember this right here. I think this is really important. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and say hi to people, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this with a couple of groups first so they can follow along. Just be patient with me. I promise you it will be well worth listening to what I have to say here, okay? So give me a second here. Share it to a group. I definitely want to share it into our main group here. That's one. Let's get a good number of people in here. But I think I'm going to be really, really surprised by what I have to say here. I think it's going to open your eyes quite a bit to some of the things that go on behind the industry. And it will help you to make better educated decisions when it comes to buying, whether it's used or whether it's new. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this to one more group here. Here we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say what I've always said, and I don't know if you've ever heard it before or if I've ever said it in a past video before, but I want to make this point very clear. When it comes to money, people get funny. And I really mean that. And it seems like all my life I've kind of noticed it, but it seems like in the last 10, 20 years, I've really noticed it go to a whole different level. People are greedy. People are dirty. People will stab you in your back. They will tell you they are your friend, while at the same time putting a knife right in your very back. That's just how people are. So I go by this expression. You might have heard it before, heard me say it. There's only two people in this world I trust, and that's me and that's you, and I doubt you sometimes. And when I tell people that, they kind of get a kick out of it, But it's sad, but that's the way it is. I'm old school. We shake hands. It's better than any writing that you have out there. But other people aren't like that. They're just looking for a way to be able to take advantage of you. And if you're a nice person, they'll take advantage of you. And on top of it, they'll talk bad about you and make you look like you're the bad person. Isn't that what we see in the current climate today? The bad people, which are the small percentage of people, are slandering the good number of people that are out there. Well, I'm going to give you some really good examples as we move forward here. But first of all, I want to read you something that somebody sent to me. Listen to this. And we have it in our TMF Buy Sell page, which is our sister page. We have this fan page here. We have the Truck Mount Forums Cleaning Professionals private page. And then we have a public TMF Buy and Sell page where you can buy and sell all different types of items, no matter what they are. I don't care if it's chemistries, whether it's tools, whether it's machines. Whatever it is, feel free to buy and sell it. However, as the title of this video says, buyer beware. Well, I got this, and even at the top of there is a sticky at the top of it, and it basically says, be careful, do your due diligence, and, we're not responsible for any sales that take place. And it's imperative of you to do your homework on the person you're going to buy from. And there's a lot of good safeguards that are out there and safe ways to pay. So do your research. I'm not going to refer you or recommend any of them. You can go inside the page and other people are recommending them. Feel free to use those. But there are safeguards out there, and I highly recommend you use those safeguards. The reason I don't want to refer anything or recommend anything is because you're going to come back and blame me, like this one cleaner did here. Got a private message today. I'm not going to mention names. He says, and it's posted there, but without his name in it, but it does have the perpetrator's name in there. So-called alleged perpetrator. Let's just say alleged, right? It says, hey, Rob, I need your help. I just got ripped off for $1,000 on your TMF listing page. His name is DeAndre Culp, and I don't know who this person is. Never heard of him before, and I don't even know if he's guilty. Maybe he has an emergency. Maybe he had an accident. I don't know what's happened. But we have two people now that say one person had $1,000 and one had $500 that happened to him. He said he had a CRB for sale. We agreed on a price, and then he just disappeared. Any help would be appreciated. If not, I guess I'm going to have to go back to John Don for everything. I know you had nothing to do with it, but I don't want to be a part of a page that doesn't have control of things. Thank you. And I responded, well, you know, there's over 100,000 buy and sell pages, and there's eBay. There's all kinds of things all over the internet. You can't control, as an admin, what other people do. I can't control what people are crooked. I can help you, you know, and I can give you advice, but I can't do anything about that. One thing I can say is when you buy something from us, generally it's 100% guaranteed. Like if you buy our chemistry and you don't like it, I give you your money back, you keep the product. Nobody has more 5-star reviews than our company does online. And they're independent 5-star reviews. We built our reputation on good customer service. But I can only control what I can control, and that's me, and that's TMF and my company. I can't control what other people do. I can remove them from the group once I find out. That I can do. And that I will do. But you have to understand, there's only so much that I can do. There are crooked people out there. There are people who don't think like us. And I'm going to give you some classic examples, okay? Oh boy, this one right here is really interesting. And it really kind of gets me at my goat a little bit. There was a gentleman who had called me and he said, hey Rob, I'd like to buy, this is right when the pandemic was starting in 2020. And a gentleman called me up. He said, Rob, I'd like to buy 2 of your vans. I know you had them for sale. Okay, I was selling a lot of my trucks, replacing them with all new. Usually after 3 years, I like to buy new trucks, buy new machines, right? So I told the guy, I said, you know, let me think about it for a little bit, right? And then he went out and told me a story. And he was a really nice guy. He lived down in somewhere in the South. And he said he had just gone through a tornado. It hit. It wiped out his van, wiped out his son's van. He was having a hard time paying his bills. And his neighbor's child had just died of an overdose, who was their best friends who lived next door. And so he's really going through a lot, and he wanted to buy them. And I was really thinking about selling them to him, but my wife, God bless her soul, advised me. She says, Rob, listen, I think with this pandemic coming on, you might want to hold on to your machines. It might be hard to get machines. And lo and behold, look at it. The supply chain right now is jacked, isn't it? It's hard to get equipment. It's hard to get all kinds of things. And I recommend highly that you get things now because I honestly feel like it's going to get worse. We're going to have another winter. So I'm just giving you fair warning. I would stock up on chemicals. I would stock up on tools, equipment, whatever you need to have for a good year. I highly recommend that you stock up on it. I know that's what I'm doing. All right, now back to the story about this gentleman. And this is really got me going here. Let's see. All right, share this one more time. Nope, it's not going to let me share it. Okay, it only lets you share it 3 times. That's fine, no problem. All right. So anyway, this gentleman wanted to buy my vans, and he didn't buy them. And then he calls you back up, and he said, hey, look, I'm about to buy this van and this machine. I'd like to know what you recommend. And I knew about this van and machine. I knew from the person who was selling it that it had stayed in the shop more than he'd only had like a year or so, or a year or two. And it was been in the shop more than it was actually in use for him. And this was a truck mount, you know, sales company. And they knew the story of this gentleman. And so I'm going like, why would they even think about selling this guy this unit right here of all things? This man he's down, and they're going to kick the man while he's down? That really irritated the living daylights out of me. But, you know, I do my best not to get involved. So I thought to myself, well, what can I do? I said, well, you know, here's what I recommend. Why don't you get the VIN number, take the VIN number, and go ahead and call the dealership, you know, who makes these vehicles, and check the service history on it. He said, okay, that's a good idea. Calls you back about an hour or so later. He says, oh my God, Rob, thanks for helping me dodge that bullet. I truly appreciate it. That thing has nothing but problems. Nothing but problems. But you see how when it came to money, people got funny? You know, I can't believe that people would put money before people. One thing we've been known for at Truck Mount Forums, and I don't like to really you know, I try to do things privately. When things go wrong, but TMF is known for whenever there's a natural disaster, whenever there's an accident, whether there's people who have disabilities, we've helped them out. And each year we give away thousands and thousands worth of products to help people and help cleaners. Because I know, being a cleaner who had to bootstrap from nothing, I know what it's like to have nothing and almost lose everything and have to work your way up and fight tooth and nail to get where you're at. And so I like to help people when they're down, but there's some people who will kick you while you're down, or who will take advantage of you while you're down. And that's what happened in this group here, where some gentleman's selling something. Who knows? Maybe he's got a drug problem. I don't know. You know, people have drug problems and they'll do anything. They have no ethics. They have no morals. They're dirty. And so you have to do your due diligence. Look around. You know, sleep with one eye open is what I say. Sad to say, you know. It shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately, it really is that way. Here we go. Here's a gentleman who said, here we go. He's commenting on it right now. Tim, I hope you don't mind. Tim Neal, me mention your name. He says, Rob, your customer service is top notch. Thanks. Appreciate that. And that I'm the person who got stuck for $580. Ouch. I'm sorry to hear that, Tim. You know, I really wish that hadn't happened to you, you know. And I'd do anything to help you. So if you are really down and out and in dire straits and you really can't make it, message me and I'll see what I can do. I've got a warehouse full of all kinds of used items and I don't mind helping you out. All right? But, you know, don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. I wasn't born yesterday. And if you're legitimately in a bad way, let us know and I'll see what I can do to help you out. But if you're not, if you're just lazy, you're trifling, you're dirty, don't come around. All right? It's just that simple, okay? I see. He said he was going to pay half. Okay, now that was a good idea, Tim. Tim said he paid up half of it and he was going to pay the other half on delivery, which is smart. I have no problem with that. I think that's a great idea, Tim. It's a shame, you know, that it happened. Laughing out loud, Rob T says it's always drugs. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I see a lot of people in the group saying that they have to lock all their stuff up because there's tweakers out there. I don't even know what a tweaker is. I'm just assuming that it's a person that's on drugs. Maybe somebody could come in here and say something about that. Frank, did you? You're a good man. Oh, Rob, thanks, Frank. I hope you're doing well. I hope your wife is doing well. I know that she had cancer. I don't know if you know it or not, Frank, but my brother Keith just got diagnosed with, and some of you guys have seen him at the convention. Keith's just a real positive person. And he got diagnosed with lung cancer, and he's doing a little bit better right now. He's had some chemo, and he was a little down today because he said his hair fell out, so he finally shaved his head. His beard was falling out, and I really felt bad for him. So if you could keep him in your thoughts, or if you're a religious person or a believer, if you could keep Keith in your prayers. If you know Keith, if you could call him, I think that'd be really good. Keith is even a much better person than I am. Keith is one of the best people I've ever ran into. You know, he'll protect you to the nth degree, and I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters, and I love them all, but Keith is absolutely my favorite, and I think all of us feel the same way, you know. Tweaker is a girl that would do, anything for drugs. Ouch, I didn't know that. I'm kind of, no offense to women, I did not know that if that's the case right there, you know, so. It really saddens me. I love my brother Keith. I've been helping him. I've been fixing him green drinks. I'm moving him over to a plant-based diet. I moved to a plant-based diet, you know, several months ago, and I think that's helped me quite a bit. I'm helping him get off. I got him off of sodas, got him off of fast food, and he stopped smoking, and he's really making some good progress. So I highly recommend you do the same things if you're involved in any of those things. Try to get off processed food as much as you can. I know you can't get out of everything, especially carpet cleaners. You know, I know that as a carpet cleaner for almost 40 years, it's just so simple when you're in a rush to go through a drive-through and get that fast food, you know. But if you could fix your stuff ahead of time, hey, good for you. Some kind of ratings on this so we could, when we sell stuff, Ryan, I like that. I think that's a great idea. It would be nice to be able to have some type of ratings, you know. I think it's a great idea, so. If you're watching, Keith, you know, hey, brother, you know I love you. And we'll get through this, man. We'll get through this. So, if you don't know much about, another thing about my brother is we did work together, me, him, and my other brother, Tom. All my brothers have worked for me at one time, some of my sisters too, if not most all of them. And my brothers and I, we worked together in the 80s and then the 90s, but it got to the point where it was too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. So I helped them. They went out there and they got into their own business, and they've been doing great. And one thing good about my two brothers, I have to give them credit for, they do such great work, they never advertise. It's all word of mouth. And he can't work anymore, so I'm helping him right now at the moment. So have the product shipped to you and collect payment and charge 10%. You mean ship to me, Mike, or you mean to yourself, Mike Hampton's saying. So let me know what you mean on that. Yeah, if you got suggestions, feel free to bring them on in here. I'm open to definitely suggestions. Love to hear them. I'm going to open up the other pages where I have this also. Just remember, we'll help you in any way we can, but I can't control what other people do. And you can't control, for the most part, what other people do, but you can control what you do. And so just try to do the best you can by people. Yeah, things are a little bit tight sometimes, but still, by doing good work and treating people honest and fair, it'll come back to you. I'm not saying I'm perfect by no stretch of the imagination. I make mistakes too. We all do, right? But, at least what counts is, what do you do after you make the mistake? Do you own up to it? Do you make things right? I think that's the real key. We've made mistakes before. And when we do, we own up to it, and we go ahead and we take care of whatever that mistake is. Because, none of us are perfect. And I think that's I appreciate that. Zachary says, on Facebook Marketplace, everyone has a commerce profile that has a rating system, just in case no one, that's interesting. That's good to know. Appreciate that. I'll definitely keep that in mind. So if they have a commerce profile, interesting. So you heard that. Check out what Zachary said there. I don't buy that much used stuff, so I don't know. Have people list their product on Facebook Marketplace first, then link it in the group. They can keep track of the seller rating that way. That's a good idea, Tish. You see, look at these ideas right here. So I think it's really important to do your due diligence and listen to what other people say, because they've been through it. So you might as well go ahead and figure out, what works best for you under the circumstances too. Yep, so like I say, and I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let's see how many minutes I've been here. 17 minutes. I'm going to keep this somewhere right around 20 minutes, so maybe another 3 minutes. Any more suggestions, feel free to bring them on in there. But the way I see it is, I want to repeat what I said earlier. When it comes to money, people get funny. People will shake your hand. They will tell you they were family. They will lie straight to your face. And they'll tell you they are your friend. But sometimes you have to sleep with one eye open. Because while they are shaking your hand with one hand, they're putting a knife in your back with the other hand. And I'm going to repeat it again for you guys who missed it earlier. I always say to people, and they get a kick out of it, and it's just to wake people up. I taught my grandson this. I taught my son this. I teach people who come into my shop here. By the way, I'm here at my local shop. And you're welcome to come into town, guys, anytime. Customers come in, they fly in, or they drive in, they pick up tools and items. I'll be glad to spend hours with you and help you acclimate to your new tools, to the chemistry, to a machine, whatever it is you're looking for. I'll be glad to help you in any form or fashion. But as I was saying, there's only two people in this world I trust. That's me, and that's you, and I doubt you sometimes. And I always say that with a smile and a laugh, and that's just the way it is. But my old boss who I used to work for, he was a lot more brutal, back in the early 80s. I remember when, if I wasn't doing something right, he would walk up. And this is brutal. So listen to this. This is really, really brutal right here, okay? He basically said, Rob, if you're going to do things half-ass and you're not going to do it all the way, why don't you do me, the community, the nation, and the globe a favor? Go kill yourself. I said, geez, that's harsh, right? That's harsh. But he was old school. He was really old school. And he's just really dead set on doing things right and treating people right. And so that's probably where I got some of that early inculcation about treating people honest and fair. And I think that really makes a big difference right there. Oh, Johnny Mello, they'll do anything for 30 pieces of silver. Ouch. That's really Judas-like, right? You know, so, wow. People will turn on you for money. Isn't that something? I mean, they turned on the good Lord. Wow, Johnny, that's pretty doggone profound right there. Tim Neal, I won't buy anything used again. My business is growing. We're about to add a second full-time van. I was trying to be cheap and put together for the second van. This was the only thing I was trying to buy used. Learn my lesson. Buy new. Well, you know what I tell people, Tim? And I really like this. I've been really adopting this philosophy lately. Buy once and be done. A lot of times, if you buy new, yeah, it might be more expensive. Spend a little more and get what you want. My wife and I are looking for a certain vehicle right now. And we've had some really great deals on vehicles that just a few less options. But I feel like if I buy it with the less options, I'm just not going to be that happy. So we're looking for just that right one. We're being patient. And we're going to find just the right one. And then I bought once. And I'm done. And a lot of tools and equipment that we need, usually it's a one-time thing. Kind of like a spinner. A guy came in here and said, well, Rob, do you have any used spinners? I really want to get a nice used spinner, right? Well, I'm going like, turbo hybrid. We have the, the SX15, SX12 or the turbo hybrid. I said, and he said, well, I hate to pay, $800, something like that. I said, well, you can make that back in a couple jobs. And I said, if you go buy used, you might have problems with it. You might have a problem with the person. Or, just like we're having right now. You buy once and be done. How hard is that, right? Okay, here we go. Here's some more suggestions right here. Let's see. Best Carpet Care. I'm not sure who you are. Feel free to bring your name in here if you want to. It says, if you buy something online, use a credit card so you can do a chargeback if you don't receive the product. Make sure I get this thing up nice and high. Hopefully y'all can hear me well enough. Let me know. All right, I am working out of my shop here, so... Yeah, if you're buying online, use a credit card so you can do a chargeback if you don't receive the product. You would think if most people have a business, they should be able to accept a credit card, right? Okay. But maybe you also have to watch out the other side of that. Best Carpet Care. What if somebody sells you something and then they charge you back, or let's suppose you're the buyer, and you buy something, you get it, then you charge them back. So you might need a little better safeguard in that. But really, for the most part, I found out that 99% of people out there are generally very honest and fair. Okay, to a minimum, to a large degree, right? Have good ethics, good morals, and good principles. And then there's another 1% out there, which are, I'll give you a good classic example. I'm apolitical, never voted in my life whatsoever, and I'm not going to get into politics. Don't get worried, okay? However, there is a smaller than 1%, 500 people that make decisions for 350 million people. And it's not always to your advantage when you look at some of these budgets and what's inside there, right? A lot of times they're just watching out for themselves and not for you. So here's the good people, and they're getting taxed and getting harmed, where these other people are taking advantage of them. And it's a small number. So generally, it's just a small number. So more than likely, you're probably not going to have a bad experience. But they're out there. So just be careful. I just want to give you that warning right there. Setting this up just a little bit. So it looks. This little background here that I set up. I hope you like it. Might have the speaker just a little high. Let me adjust this down just a little bit, see how it looks here. Little delay here. Let's see how it looks. Keep that out of my way. Yeah. Look at my TMF mug. This TMF mug. This TMF mug. Right? Yeah, that's a little bit better right there. Cool. So I just wanted to give you that warning. Do your due diligence. Get referrals. Look at their records. Hey, I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I hire people now, first thing I'll do is go to their and look at their profile on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, Twitter, wherever they're at. I want to see what kind of people they are. You have that right when you're hiring somebody to see what type of people they are, right? Well, how much more so when you're buying something from them and spending money? I would really check them out very thoroughly. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that, bud. And this isn't going to be the permanent background. I went ahead and ordered another one. And this is one of my old displays that we used at the trade show. And I'm sorry I didn't make the trade show, but it sounds like my son and my daughter-in-law had a great time. They said they lost their voice. They were talking so much, you know. It's amazing how many people came to their booth. They were really excited about it. And a lot of people asked about me and my brother Keith, who has cancer. So truly appreciate that. And hopefully I'll make the very next one. And the next one, I believe, is on the East Coast. So keep an eye out for there. I should definitely be there. And I plan on doing some traveling here soon. So keep that in mind. All right. I told you I was going to keep it right about 30 minutes. Let's see where we're at right now. Or 25 minutes. Let's see. Zachary Stubler. I buy a lot of used stuff. Out of a ton of purchases, I was only burned or at best disappointed due to an issue being left out. That's not bad, see? Honesty can go a long way. You know, see, I'm a firm believer what you put out comes back to you in full measure. Even when I make mistakes, you know, it comes back to me, right? So I do my best to put out as many good vibes as possible so the good vibes come back to me. Well, these people who are taking advantage of it, you don't lose too much time and energy. Sometimes you have to just chalk it up, okay? You just have to just cut your losses and move on, because they're going to get what's coming to them, and you're going to get what's coming to you. So, you know, the majority of the times you're going to make out and do better, and your life is going to be successful. The majority of the times with them, it's not going to be too successful. They're going to run into the wrong person one time. They're really going to be in a lot of trouble, right? Okay, it says, honesty can go a long way. With me, an issue may not be a deal breaker. Yeah, that's true. I drove a state and a half away from my first portable. Dude was up front with the issues, having problems. I was happy with my purchase. Like you said, do your due diligence and listen to your gut. Ooh, I like that. And not look at everything through rose-colored glasses. Yeah, if you need something really bad, don't let that be the deciding factor. My wife and I, the vehicle we're looking for, we really wanted bad. And we've even driven to Northern Virginia, and now we're going to drive to North Carolina later this week. And we really want to get it. It was taking a lot of patience on our part to hold off to get what we want. So in your excitement and your rush, you might look through, as Zach says, through something with rose-colored glasses and not see the issues. But if you're aware of the issues and you have problems, well, then you're welcome to deal with it. You know, I have what's called, I'm going to leave you with this closing point right here. I have what's called a 3-strike rule, okay? And this is how it works. When I would go out and buy, and a lot of people don't know this, but I've had about 7 twin-turbo Supras. I've had 3 or 4 twin-turbo RX-7s, the 93 through 95, and for the RX-7s, and 93 through 98 were the Supras. Maybe I should have kept a couple of them, but I kept them. I sold all those and invested in my company and was able to get where I'm at today. And I can just go out and buy one again if I wanted to, but now I'm too old, right? For a sports car for the most part. But, dadgun it. Old age. Made me lose my point right there. Oh, yeah, so don't look at, oh, yeah, I know what it was. So don't look at things through a rose-colored glasses. And keep in mind, this is the last thing I'm going to say, is the 3-strike rule. And maybe this will help you, like Zach says, listening to your gut. If people give you 3 strikes, or a piece of machinery gives you 3 strikes, or a car gives you 3 strikes, that's what I went on. If I went out and looked at a Supra, and there was one little thing wrong with it, okay, I might overlook that. A second thing, okay, all right, I guess I can live with that. A third thing, 3 strikes, you're out, baby. I was done with it, okay? So maybe you should do that same rule when you're dealing with equipment. Maybe you might have a little something wrong, and another little something, but 3 things, get out of there. Maybe a truck mount or something like that. And I need to talk to you about how I would recommend buying a truck mount too. And maybe I'll do another video on that sometime about buying equipment, what things you want to look for when you're doing it. But just remember that 3-strike rule. Remember what you feel in your gut. Remember about that person. If you go to their website or their online presence and they've got this going on and this going on and this going on, maybe a little something you could deal with. Maybe another something you could deal with. But another something, yeah, maybe that's your 3-strike rules, and you just better maybe move on, okay? Well, there you have it. I'm going to wrap it up. I have 30 seconds, so if anybody has any more comments, feel free to make them. I'm going to wrap it up. I hope everybody's having a great year, and like I said, get prepared. I really believe we're probably going to head to what we headed to last year. We've been being conditioned. There's one variant out there right now. There's going to be another variant here coming very soon. They already got a name for it. So I got a feeling when it gets cold and the sickness season comes on, get ready. And you already know that the chain of supply, the supply chain is jacked, it's damaged, it's very far behind. We all know that, whether it's vehicles, whether it's equipment, whether it's raw materials, everything is all backed up, okay? So I highly recommend stock up. Stock up while you can right now, okay? That's my advice for you right there. Yes, Frank, Digi, I do. Let's definitely talk soon, pal. All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody's having yourself a great weekend. Remember, TMF has your back. You ever have any problems with us, you can call me personally. You can reach me. If you don't mind, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join us at Truck Mount Forums Cleaning Professionals on Facebook. It's the largest group out there. Or our buy, sell, trade page. You can go there or follow me on the fan page. I'm very accessible. You can call here, my 800 number. You can get my cell number. I'll consult with you. I'll help you build your business. I'll help you start your business. I'm there to guarantee to help you become successful because I believe very strongly in the law of reciprocity. I believe if I help you become successful, you'll help me become successful. And all of y'all have done that. And I truly appreciate it. And that's why I love giving back. And I'm going to continue to do so. Well, thanks a lot, everyone. Have yourself a great night and continued success to everyone. Take care now.